So, as funny as it sounds, I already bought another piece of gear. And no, it's not related to gas, it's related to whatever happens right now in my life and how I want to change my path through photography. Not necessarily change the path, but mostly change the genre that I'm shooting. And I am into something else right now, and I really love what I'm doing. Hey, what is good everyone, Chris here, welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking about a lens that for some, and arguably is, one of the lightest and shortest lenses on the market, if not the lightest and smallest lens for what it is. And I wanted you to basically comment in the box down below right now and let me know by the length of it, what lens do you think is this? How long do you think is the focal length for this lens? And while you're doing that, I'm gonna tell you that this one is an F-mount lens built many moons ago by Nikon for their F-mount cameras that works very well on APS-C cameras like my ZF right here. And obviously you need an adapter to do that. You need the FTZ adapter. This is the Mark II adapter, and on it I have this small teleconverter. It's a F-mount teleconverter for this lens, a 1.4x Mark II teleconverter, and that gives me a little bit more reach for this lens. But by now you probably wrote your opinion in the comments down below, and you probably guessing 150, I don't know, 200 millimeters. I don't want to gaslight you, but this one, it's the Nikon F-mount 300 millimeter f4 ED VR PF lens. And I'm sure you didn't hear that abbreviation very often. PF means phase Fresnel, and that is the type of one of the elements in this lens that made this lens so small, so portable, and so light. It's an phase Fresnel lens that allowed the light to basically convert faster towards the end of the lens and obviously the sensor, and make that conversion basically a little bit shorter than the normal elements, and consequently makes this lens very small, very portable, and super light. I mean, comparing it to the 24-70 Z mount, this is the 24-70 f4, and you can tell that it's probably 1 inch and a quarter bigger than this one. This is a 300 millimeter, this is a 70 millimeter at the maximum focal length. So I am stunned. I can't believe that this lens existed, and I was a Nikon shooter for many years. I probably noticed or heard about it, but I never been interested in, because now we have to talk a little bit about where I am these days and what I'm doing. And probably most of you know me as a wedding photographer, an event photographer. You know, I was doing all kinds of that stuff. And I'm still doing it, but less than I used to, because I'm trying to slow down a little bit with the events. I am old enough to try to choose something that will make me happy, and YouTube makes me happy. And also another genre of photography that I always been attracted to, but I didn't have time to do it properly, and that is wildlife, nature photography, conservational photography. I do love this planet, I do love nature, I do love all the animals. I am scared of some of the critters, like the spiders. I do have arachnophobia, which means I'm afraid of spiders. Not all of them, and lately I'm doing better. But other than that, I don't have much to be afraid of. And I do like to be in the nature and shoot landscapes and wildlife, and all things combined judging by the fact that I bought this lens, I am getting pretty serious into it. And you were probably thinking, okay, you bought a lens, but do you have the right tools to start something like that? And the right tools for me are actually the ones that I have, and this is the Nikon ZF, my full frame 24 megapixel camera, which is very good for what I'm doing right now. I'm obviously thinking about upgrading to something a little bit more powerful or suitable for wildlife and landscape photography, meaning a little bit more megapixels, a little bit more than 24. And those megapixels will not help me create, billboard prints necessarily, but they will help me crop a little bit when it comes to wildlife photography. And until I'm learning the technique and I am mastering it of how to get closer to your subjects, birds or mammals or whatever you're shooting, I will probably need to crop a little bit. And I think I'm talking too much. I'm gonna put a few photos right now on the screen so you guys see what this beautiful lens, among with that one right there, the 500mm f6.3, which again, I am super impressed for 350 bucks. It's a great lens. But this one cost me 800 bucks. I bought it from MPB, and this video is not sponsored by MPB, though MPB, if you're watching this, I would love to collaborate with you, and I assure you that it's gonna be a great collaboration. It's in almost mint condition, with just a tiny bit of a wear on the writing right here. But other than that, I didn't see anything wrong with this lens. No scratches, no big stuff. The glass is perfectly clean, no fungus, no dust inside, no scratches on the actual glass. The mount is in perfect condition as well. This one goes for around between $850 and I think $1,200, and even if you're paying $1,000 to $1,200 on it, I guarantee you won't regret it. This is a very sharp lens. The autofocus on the Z mount is almost perfect, almost on par with the Z lenses, the S lenses. I was super impressed of how many features this lens have, from 3 steps of vibration reduction, which is actually image stabilization. They also have the AF and manual focus in 3 kind of stages. It's an AF to manual, a manual to AF, which prioritizes the manual focus, and a manual switch. And also it does have obviously the distance, the switch for infinity to 3 meters and the full range. And if you learn how to use this lens, and I don't know how to use it fully, but I got used to it a little bit, I guarantee you that you'll get great results in your wildlife photography to start with. And I'm saying that because some of you might think that this lens is everything you need. Well, it is, and you should be aware of the fact that it's only 300mm as well. So you probably will need something longer. Nikon Z has the 180-600, I believe, f6.3 lens, and that's a great zoom lens. It's not as sharp as this one. It's not as sharp as the primes, and that is something to keep in mind. Primes telephotos are sharper than the zooms. That doesn't mean that the zooms are bad. If you are getting into, like I said, wildlife photography, I'm not sure if sharpness is the most important thing that you're looking for. It's the way you are moving towards your subject, the way you are preparing your shot, the way you are capturing the shot, the composition, the light, and everything that involves taking a photo. The blurry backgrounds and the sharpness is probably the second of your concerns when it comes to wildlife photography. And as any genre has its own perks and quirks, and you have to deal with everything. It's nice to be outside all the time, but sometimes weather is gonna put a lot of strain on you. Nonetheless, if you are into this kind of stuff, this channel, we're gonna go a little bit towards that, because I'm gonna be outside for a little bit and shoot more photos and videos as well of wildlife, of things that might concern me in terms of conservation, because we are going towards an era of people not appreciating how this planet is and why is it blue still and green, and maybe we should remind them about that from time to time. Anyway, we were talking about this lens, and this is just the first video, and I'm basically telling you that I bought the lens. We're gonna talk more about the image quality and all the things that you can add to this lens, like for example this teleconverter right here that will help you reach a little bit more. This is a TC 1.4x teleconverter that will magnify the image by 1.4 when adapted to this lens. And it's an F mount, obviously, because this one is an F mount, but there are for Z mount as well. And this one will give you a little bit more reach, around, I would say 400 and I think 20 millimeters, something like that. And there is another one also that is 2 times magnification that will basically double the length, the focal length of this lens, and make it a 600 millimeters. So we're gonna talk about that in a different video, but for now I wanted to let you know that I am basically moving a little bit away from events, and because I switched to a genre that is a little bit more outdoorsy and more outside in the beautiful nature. And I hope that each and every one of you are happy to hear that, because going outside and always having to tell a story, no matter if it's about an animal, a bird, a person, or a object, a city, a country, it's always important. Documenting is always important, and I hope you were still documenting your lives. And I'm also hoping that you're gonna be here for next videos as well. Don't forget to give these videos a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and I will definitely see you outside